So I want to read y'all something that I saw on Instagram today, and I did repost it on my story, so if you want to go look at it there, you can. But with everything going on, I feel like this post held such a strong message, and I feel like a lot of people need to hear it. And a couple of the words I will have to replace to make sure I maintain the guidelines of this app. So here we go. Oh, and I won't be looking at the phone because I want to make sure I read it. I'm not pro unaliving babies. I'm pro Becky, who found out at her 20-week anatomy scan that the infant she had been so excited to bring into this world had developed without life-sustaining organs. I'm pro Susan, who was essayed on her way home from work, only to come home to the horrific realization that her assailant planted his seed in her when she got a positive pregnancy test result a month later. I'm pro Teresa, who hemorrhaged due to a placental abruption, causing her parents, spouse, and children to have to make the impossible decision on whether to save her or her unborn child. I'm pro little Kathy, who had her innocence ripped away from her by someone she should have been able to trust, and her 11-year-old body isn't mature enough to bear the consequence of the betrayal. I'm pro Melissa, who's working 2 jobs just to make ends meet and has to choose between bringing another child into poverty or feeding the children she already has because her spouse walked out on her. I'm pro Brittany, who realizes that she is in no way financially, emotionally, or physically able to raise a child. I'm pro Emily, who went through IVF, ending up with 6 viable implanted eggs, requiring selective reduction in order to ensure the safety of her and a safe amount of fetuses. I'm pro Jessica, who is finally getting the strength to get away from her physically abusive spouse, only to find out that she is carrying the monster's child. I'm pro Vanessa, who went into her confirmation appointment after years of trying to conceive, only to hear silence where there should be a heartbeat. I'm pro Lindsay, who lost her virginity in her sophomore year with a broken condom and now has to choose whether to be a teenage mom or just a teenager. I'm pro Courtney, who just found out she's already 13 weeks along, but the egg never made it out of her fallopian tube. So either she terminates the pregnancy or risks dying from internal bleeding. You can argue and say that I'm pro-choice all you want, but the truth is I'm pro-life, their lives, women's lives. We live in a world where everyone is open to have their own opinion on everything. But if you are pro-life, I want you to listen to the words I just said and replace the names I said with your mom, your daughter, your sister, any woman you're related to. Could you look them in their face in that type of situation and tell them you can't have an abortion? And be honest with yourself. Now think about that.